We're not realtors.
Or interior designers.
This is what the house is all about right here.
But we do go into people's homes.
Thanks, Mike.
With their permission.
We're taking you on a tour of some amazing dream homes. Today on Dream Homes, we are in beautiful Kelowna in the Okanagan Valley.
That's right, we're checking out two houses today. One is an ultra-modern home on the lake, the other a Tuscan house with incredible views.
And now, Peter, we are in wine country, so of course we'll also be doing some wine tasting.
Yeah, that's just us being respectful of the culture, that's all.
I'm Cheryl Gillespie, and this is my dream home.
Cheryl lives in this incredible 12,000 square foot bungalow on the water with her husband Roger and her daughter Sam.
Sam and I have a company called Rock House, and we do interior design. We also do lifestyle and fashion. She has an amazing jewelry collection.
Cheryl is one busy woman. She's the host of a popular TV show called Let's Shop.
We go around the world to the best shopping destinations and we shoot.
But that's not all.
I also do a national radio show called At Home, and I write for about 290 papers across Canada on construction and interior design.
Cheryl says personally, her home is a labor of love, and professionally, it serves as her laboratory.
I'm always changing up things, trying something new, so it'll always be evolving because I like that curated home, and you see so many great things out there, you have to bring them home.
And the house is always lively, thanks to the Gillespies' passion for animals, especially rescue dogs.
So right now we have 4, 3 are ours, 1 is a foster. We have London the cat, and of course we have all the fish. And sometimes if the doors are open, the ducks wander in. It's one big happy family.
Despite being a world traveler, Cheryl has chosen to make Kelowna her home.
I love coming home when I'm away from here for a few days or a few weeks with work. I love coming home when I've been up to one of the wineries for a glass of wine. There's not a moment that I don't walk through that door and go, oh, I love my house.
I'm not much of a cook, but I would spend a lot of time in this kitchen.
I love to cook, and I love to entertain, and the whole house was designed for entertaining. So I wanted to make sure that there was room for everybody that wanted to cook in the kitchen to be in the kitchen. And those that aren't actively cooking can sit at the table, have a glass of wine, and enjoy the great view.
This little seating area has a beautiful chandelier.
I love the fact that we use the spoons, which is kind of kitschy and cute, but we added a little bling in the crystal, and it's a chandelier in your kitchen.
Wow, a spoon chandelier, that's impressive and handy, because if you're having a bowl of soup or some cereal or ice cream, you don't have to look for a spoon.
Peter, those are decoration only, and there's crystals attached to them, so I don't think it's gonna work.
When I was designing the kitchen, I wanted it to really cook. I wanted it to look amazing and sexy, but I also wanted it to really cook. So I've got the 2 dishwashers, I've got the big apron sink, I've got the bar sink, I've got the great, the big stove, and I've got my Turbo Chef oven, which is restaurant technology, so it actually can cook a turkey in 52 minutes.
Wow, 52 minutes to cook a turkey? That is impressive. I wonder how long it would take to cook a frozen pizza pie.
And let's talk about your pantry, because that is really cool. I've never seen that. It's like a chalkboard.
It's the secret pantry. So I wanted a menu board in the kitchen because I like to do that when you're having a dinner party. It's nice to let people know what they're eating. So I just designed it so it looked as if you had a big, beautiful framed chalkboard leaning against the wall, but you look inside and voila, there's a pantry. It's kind of fun, and you get to go in there and get your wine glass.
Well, Cheryl, you really have thought of everything in that kitchen. Lots of room. You can have a team of chefs in there, big pantry space. I've got to ask you, where do you keep all that good Okanagan wine?
Wine is really special in the valley, so we had to create something that was a real wow feature. So we created the Wine Cellar.
The Wine Cellar.
And ladies, red or white? Well, that wine cellar comes right out of the floor. And with the glass top, you always know how many bottles you have in stock, which, by the way, it holds about 500. I counted while I was down there. Well, -1. So this is a very large room, but you've made it into quite a few different areas, haven't you?
I love the open concept, but when you're dealing with open concept, it's really important to create small, more intimate areas within the larger grand space.
This open concept space is perfect for parties. Lots of cozy corners for your guests to hang out in, and lots of places for everyone to sit down and enjoy a meal.
I noticed that you have 3 kind of dining rooms. What's the reason for that?
Well, it is a huge dining room space, and I travel so much around the world. I think I've been to 85 countries now that I bring home a lot of recipes and a lot of great ideas for cooking and entertaining. So we have the Chinese style table, and sometimes we eat on the floor, and we like to do it Indian style, or something more grand and formal, and you use the big table, or you have all 3 tables going on at once, and you just have a lot of people for dinner.
Now you also have a nice little seating area over here, and right next to it, your very own koi pond.
I love the sound of water in a home, and it really creates a beautiful ambiance, and I like
too.
fish, absolutely. So the koi pond, I just thought it was a great feature, and I love having them in the house.
And it's really nice, of course, you have the kind of textured and different mirrors on top of that. Is that for dance parties, or what's that for?
Absolutely, for the dance parties.
I knew it. So I have to ask about my favorite piece that I've seen so far in the house. It's that big wooden door behind us. It's quite detailed, and I'm sure it's got quite a story as well.
Came from Morocco. We were in an antique store, and that door was there, and my husband and I just fell in love with it. And we didn't know what we were going to do with it, but we just loved it. For us, it was just a beautiful piece of art, and they tell us the provenance on it, it's about 400 years old.
Wow. 400 years old? That is a little piece of history right in the middle of their house. What I love about your house is that eclectic feel of so many different pieces.
You know, it's really important to us that the house is curated, and we love art, and we pick up art, we buy art, whether we're at an event a kilometer away or we're on the other side of the world. I'm always shopping for art.
Okay, I've got to say, this is an incredible bedroom, and white really comes out at you. It's very clean looking, very sleek. Why did you decide to go for white?
I've always dreamed of a white bedroom. There's just something really sexy about it. So there has to be lots of really great textures, because that's what keeps it from being cold and sterile. So we went with the marble and quartz on the walls. There's lots of sheepskin, which again is a really warm and cozy texture, and the ostrich leather on the bed. It works.
I've not seen a round bed in a dream home yet. Why did you decide to go for that?
Well, because you haven't seen one before, is the first reason. I love the round bed, and we wanted it to be sort of floating in the room. And the room's square, it just begged for a different shape.
And let's talk about what's next to the bed. That's a really cool looking horse, is it?
We were in France shopping for antiques for a client, and we came across this horse from the 18th century. We just had to have it. I love eclectic. It's harder to do, but it makes the space more personal and more interesting. Like the neon sign. I think it's funny.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I love it. What does it say?
Oh yes, oh God, yes. You know,
perfect for the bedroom.
We were doing some custom art. We love to do custom art, so we thought, let's do some great neon installations. What would be funny and fun in a bedroom?
And we have to talk about your bathroom. Very glamorous. And tell me about the tub.
The tub weighs 2 tons. Literally, it weighs 2 tons. It is solid white Carrara marble, and the pearl chandelier above is actually how you fill the tub. The water comes through the center of the light fixture, and it's so gorgeous that I didn't want to hide it behind doors or lock it away. It's like, show the tub off. It's great.
Water coming out of the chandelier. Usually when that happens, you have to call a plumber and an electrician and probably a drywaller.
The bathroom's important, but the closet is really important.
Absolutely.
So we wanted a big closet, and I wanted a shoe room because I have a small addiction to real estate and shoes.
Okay, well, that's fair. And I think a lot of ladies would agree, you know, you never really have enough space for all of your shoes, except maybe you do. Do you have enough space?
I have to say, I have enough space.
Wow, I've never met a woman who says she has enough closet space. But hey, when you have a walk-in closet, a shoe and a purse room, complete with a shoe chandelier, I can see why she feels that way.
The house is actually 70% windows, but when you have a view like this, who wants doors?
And I think everyone is thinking right now, what is it like to wake up in this bed every morning with this view?
I love being home. I can't believe we live here. Can't believe we live in the valley. It's amazing here. It doesn't get any better than this.
It really doesn't, no.
Now, this may look like an art gallery on the lake, but this is actually your living room.
It is.
First of all, I want to ask about the couch. This is the biggest couch I've ever seen.
It is actually really comfortable. The dogs sleep in here all the time. I said 30 earlier, but it actually probably seats about 40.
Wow, that couch is impressive. It seats 40 people. Just don't lose the remote. Now, there is a lot of art in here and a lot to talk about as well, and you actually have the letters A-R-T, art, over there.
I know, I picked them up in upstate New York. They're great, 1920 retro letters.
And you have an Eiffel Tower in your living room, which is pretty impressive.
That came from Argentina. They used to have a Harrods store there, and 2 of those Eiffel Towers sat outside in the 30s.
Wow. There is a lot to take in here, but my favorite piece of art is the kind of leather-looking mask. It looks like something you'd tie up your guests who got a little out of control.
I don't know. I think it says 1745 on the back. We picked it up when we were in France. I left my husband unattended, and so he found this piece. I think it was from a prison, so prisoners, whatever crime this person committed, and his name is in the back on the mold, you would have to wear that.
Okay, yeah, that's a little bit creepy, and I think Peter's a little scared. But what a great conversation starter.
Do these windows open?
They all do. There's 17 of them, and they all pivot open, so there's no transition from the inside to the outside.
So whether it's summer and you want to get some air inside, or even a beautiful fall day like today, you could have those windows open.
You can have them open. You get the beautiful breeze off the lake. It's perfect.
You have a big piece of lakefront property. How many feet of beach do you have out there?
200.
Wow, 200 feet of your own Okanagan Lake private beach. A dock. You normally have a boat out there. Of course, it's fall, so it's gone. What other devices have you used out there besides the boat?
We've had helicopters land on the dock. That's always great fun.
A good way to make an entrance at a party is to take a helicopter as well.
Or to leave. You don't have to worry about having a glass of wine. Helicopter picks you up, you get chauffeured home.
That's the only way I go to and from parties, personally.
I like the way you roll.
Well, what can I say? I roll in style.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're moving from this modern waterfront home to a Tuscan villa high above Kelowna.
Today on Dream Homes, we're in the beautiful Okanagan Valley, checking out 2 breathtaking homes, a bold waterfront property, and now this stunning hilltop estate.
I would describe my house as a Tuscan oasis overlooking the wineries in the beautiful Okanagan Valley.
Dana Hobbs lives in this stunning hilltop Kelowna house with her husband Bob and her son Leonardo.
3 of us live in the house, but a lot of people visit.
The former talent agent who worked in the film business for 18 years loves to entertain, and this house definitely has enough room for some big parties.
It is a large home, but it's warm. People comment that it's inviting, comfortable. We just get a lot of use out of it.
But the house doesn't show any signs of wear and tear. Thanks in part to a little device, Dana's turned into a successful business.
Heliodelios is a product I came up with for women to pop on the bottom of their stiletto so they don't sink in the grass, or most importantly, scratching the hardwood floors.
The busy entrepreneur says she loves working from her dream home and can't imagine living anywhere but BC's picturesque Okanagan Valley.
The wineries, the fresh fruit, and the people are fantastic here.
Here we are in your beautiful, elegant bedroom, and I have to ask, why put the bed in the middle?
We want it to face water, and behind the bed is a rock feature with a pantry. So for us to be able to look at the view, we decided to put it in the middle of the room.
You know, I probably would have done the same thing if the view from my room wasn't the alley and some dumpsters.
We've got sort of clean white walls and just that one wall for texture, which I like.
I think the builder has used about 20 different stones throughout the house.
So much attention to detail in every room. And you know what I also love is you've got that little corner just to yourself to put jewelry on.
The bathroom was quite dark to put my makeup on because it's the back of the house. So I created this great little area with an antique piece, and then I threw in the modern chandelier.
Modern chandelier and an antique sort of table to sit at. It's beautiful. Right behind us is the bathroom, and speaking of unique, I've never seen a bathtub like that.
It's a little loud when you fill it, but it's fantastic. The water actually comes from the ceiling.
And why do that? Is that just sort of like something cool to have, or does it have a function?
No, it's just different. It's just different. It's kind of an interesting piece.
Let's talk about your shower.
Once again, it's another different stone. There's pebbles around the tub and then the different stone in the shower.
And I've never seen so much technology. Like, you've got a bunch of different shower heads and options. What can that shower do?
I haven't even reached its full capability yet. There's about 8 to 10 different shower heads.
You also have a walk-in closet.
A necessity, for sure.
Now, is most of the walk-in closet sort of for you, or do you guys share? You and Bob both have the same amount of space?
No, I tend to have a little more space.
Perfect. I like that setup.
I could use another double closet.
Yeah, well, couldn't we all?
Now, if you take a wild guess and look behind us, you can figure out that we are in the kitchen. Do you use it a lot?
This is for sure a very used room.
That's a good thing. And who does the cooking in the house?
I'm the main cook. When we do parties, my husband Bob likes to come in and chop and do it with me.
The kitchen is often the heart of the house, and that is very true for you guys. This is where you kind of congregate, especially when you have people over.
We tend to entertain a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, every Saturday night there's 6 to 20 people here. The great thing about this kitchen is just off to the back is the butler's kitchen.
Oh, okay.
So when I do the large parties, the mess can kind of go through this part and into the back kitchen.
It's so important to have a place to hide the mess, especially when you have people over, or if they show up unexpectedly, you have a place to kind of shift the mess around. And you can do exactly that with how many dishwashers?
With the cabana will be 5.
5 dishwashers, wow. I love your sink. We do see a lot of stainless steel sinks, which you could have gone with to match the fridge, but you went with a white sink.
It's porcelain.
It's porcelain, okay. Yeah. I actually have a porcelain sink as well, and they're a pain in the butt to clean, aren't they?
They are, yeah. They're high maintenance, but I think it's worth it because they do look good.
This is a large piece of stone. What is this?
It's granite.
Oh, it's granite. Okay, well, very nice. Probably wasn't a lot of fun to move in. You didn't do it?
No, I didn't have to move it in.
I think the only good thing about a cheap countertop, well, besides the price, is that you can carry it in alone. But this one's much nicer.
Of course, you have the island here, which people hang around, but you have a beautiful dining room as well that seats 10 people?
Yeah, 10 people, but we have another 6 white chairs and a table that extends it.
Oh, wow.
So it's been made into a 20-person table quite often.
Which is convenient when you have those 6 to 20 people over on a Saturday night.
Yes.
I'm still waiting for my invite for next Saturday.
We found our way into the office library space, and I have to say, for a bookworm like me, I am very impressed.
These books actually date back from early 17th century. I believe there's about 5,000 books.
Okay, 5,000 books, that's a pretty impressive library, but I mean, how many has you really read?
There's a couple classics in here. I see Moby Dick, Gone with the Wind. Is it something that both of you share?
Wish I could brag and say that, but no, this is Bob's passion. He's been collecting probably for 20 plus years. He loves to do it. He's read them all more than once.
All right, so he's read over 5,000 books. That's impressive. But has he ever written a book?
Also a fireplace in here, which makes it very cozy.
At the top of the fireplace, there's 8 books that Bob actually has written for the Law Society.
Okay, so the man has read thousands of books, and he has written 8 law books. I'm impressed.
And Now I want to talk about the cool stonework behind us. What is that?
And there's actually live moss on it.
So it's sort of like having a little bit of the outdoors indoors.
Yeah, it kind of warms up the room for sure.
The office is sort of right in the entryway of your home, and we have to talk about what you see when you walk in. It's so beautiful. You've got the fireplace.
I love the entryway. Double old world doors when you walk in, leading up 3 stairs to a massive 2-story fireplace that is 2-sided. So when you walk in, you see the fire, and then when you're on the other side in the dining room, you also see the fire.
I really like about the entryway is as soon as you walk in, you see some personal touches.
Yes, my mom gave me an antique piece that I wanted to keep and incorporate in. A lot of the furniture in the house is modern, so it's an older piece with, personal pictures and whatnot of the kids.
Definitely a stunner right when you walk in the front door.
This is the great room. It has huge ceilings, so much natural light. You have this big chandelier above us, but you almost don't even need it on with all the light coming in.
Basically, the whole front of the house is all window, and then we just recently added the window on the side. It's like a solarium in here, actually.
Let's talk about that window that you added in. What was here before?
It was quite a grand bookcase. It was kind of hard for me to actually get rid of it, but what I've gained is probably a lot better.
And who needs books when you have a huge outdoor space and pool, right? There's no time for reading anymore.
No.
First of all, you have this kind of rock archway which really opens it up and makes it feel like you're going inside to out.
We've used a lot of stone in the cabana. It's about an extra 1,000 square feet. There's a 30-foot deck that goes out to the pool.
Can you dive in there, cannonball?
From the deck onward, it's a 9-foot drop-off.
9-foot drop-off, wow, that's awesome. Because that means I can still cannonball and not hurt myself. This would be a pretty beautiful space to put a Christmas tree in.
We have had up to about 18 feet.
18 feet? That's a big Christmas tree. And Cheryl told me it takes 4 grown men just to get the tree in the house. And it takes her 2 days to decorate it.
Christmas morning, does Santa come down the beautiful fireplace over there, or does he come through the wine cellar? If I was Santa, I would probably be coming through the wine cellar. Let's talk a little bit about this wine cellar behind us.
We tend to fill it and it empties, and then we fill it again and it empties. We do a lot of entertaining.
Right.
But it's a pretty feature in the room.
It is beautiful, and having a wine collection is a challenging thing because it's, always going up and down. Well, my wife and I, we have a fairly impressive wine collection ourselves. Well, actually, it's more of a empty bottle and cork collection. Well, I imagine you have a lot of fun here, and especially with this new space, you're going to enjoy it even more.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
We've toured 2 incredible Okanagan homes, but we can't leave without getting a little taste of the Kelowna culture. That's coming up after the break.
Today on the show, we've toured 2 multi-million-dollar properties here in Kelowna, but now it's wine time.
My name is Eric von Krossick, and I'm the winemaker and viticulturalist at Summerhill Pyramid Winery. Today I'm taking Peter and Bianca for a tasting, and after that I'll probably put them to work.
Eric, we've had a wonderful tour of the Okanagan. We've got to see some luxury homes here in Kelowna and West Kelowna. But now we want a real taste of what the Okanagan's all about, and that's wine.
And we are here at Summerhill. We got to mention that. Tell us a bit about this winery.
So this winery was started in 1991. Myself and 2 partners from New York, Stephen and Wendy Sipes, started it. It's all about being organic and biodynamic and sustainable and making great tasting wine.
Enough talk. Let's drink some wine.
So we have the Sipes Rosé. That's the first thing we're going to try today. I always say the best time to drink bubbly is before or after sleep.
That's true, Eric, but a true bubbly connoisseur could do it while they sleep. So this is made with Pinot Noir?
100% Pinot Noir grapes.
Okay.
When we judge them, we look at the really fine bubbles.
Right.
We look at the little mousse ring on the top of the glass.
So I learned something new. The mousse ring is the bubbles, and that's a great indicator of the quality of the wine. So small bubbles that last a long time equals high quality wine. You know what? I'm totally gonna use that at my next dinner party to impress my guests.
Bianca, how do you host a dinner party if you can't even cook?
This is a live organic white, and it's a really fun blend. It's Pinot Gris, Gewürztraminer, Riesling, Viognier, little Chardonnay. All those different flavors in there. Makes it an incredibly balanced wine, but also lots of flavors going on all the time on your palate. Give it a little swirl. Inhale.
Smells good enough to drink.
And that's a yum for me. Yeah, definitely a yum.
So now we're going to move on to some red, some Pinot Noir, and I understand it's actually quite famous because the Queen drank it and was really happy with it.
Yeah, she did, and we even got a really nice note hanging up on the wall as a thank you note.
How amazing is that? Her Royal Highness drank the same wine as us.
You know you're drinking fine wine when the Queen sends you a thank you note.
So before we drink the red here, I have to ask you, as a novice to all of this, how does one swish?
The theory behind it, when you pull air through your mouth when you got the wine in there, is actually it'll completely coat your whole palate, so you get a whole impression. So you want to do what we call the inverted whistle. You want to suck some air in, and so it'll spread completely over your whole palate.
Delicious.
Well, thank you, Eric, so much for letting us taste 3 incredible wines.
Well, you're so welcome, but unfortunately the tasting isn't entirely free. I'm going to put you to work, actually.
Put me to work? Aren't we kind of already working right now?
We're going to go down and see how we make bubbly.
Okay, well, that's some work I think I can get on board with.
Probably.
Right? Uh-oh. Oh, boy. That was a little crooked. You might get a discount on that one. I think in the future we'll leave the bottling to the professionals and we'll just stick to drinking the wine.
Wow, Peter, those were 2 incredible homes that we saw here in Kelowna.
Yeah, people really take their wine serious in the Okanagan. I mean, those wine cellars, pretty insane.
And we've had the ultimate wine tasting experience. In fact, I feel kind of like a bit of a wine connoisseur.
But after learning how to bottle or kind of messing up the bottling process, uh-oh. I think we should probably stick to drinking wine and maybe not work down there.
Right, that's probably fair. Quality check.
Well, we can't serve that now. Okay, yeah, there you, that's what you get.
Okay. Wow. 3, 2.
And is this rug here, is this real Sharpay? Because it looks very real. It's a beautiful piece.